Okay, welcome back. So, first things first, I do apologise for the lack of sound effects in the previous part. I will have done my best to add some kind of music back in, but the sound effects will have been missing until this part, so you should start to hear them from now on. And some of them are pretty satisfying in terms of getting the full kind of experience of the mod. In particular, I do quite enjoy the sound of the thugs firing their laser gun. Anyway, in terms of what we did, we've taken the town of Igni, and that's pretty much it. We've also got the green players starting to encroach upon, not necessarily our territory, but they're getting closer to the monolith, which will take them pretty close to our town. So I think we're going to have to try and rush Zhora back if possible. What I'm going to do in the two towns is, in this town, I'm going to avoid the city hall. It's very tempting, but I think we're going to try and get the castle before the end of the week, along with the lava basin, just so we get a really good head start next week, as long as we can afford our creatures. I think that's going to be the most helpful thing we can do. Otherwise, in this town, we're going to get the Mages Guild, and we're going to hope that we get slow. Okay, so we don't get slow, but we do get haste, which is not too bad. And the other thing we should get from this is we should be able to get all of our spell points back, which we only have 10, but it's better than nothing. And then the final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to recruit one of these, just because they have 7 speed and these only have 6, so that should give Zhora the maximum possible movement as of next turn. Let's see what green does. Okay, so the main is this guy, and he does appear to be moving kind of in our direction, so slightly concerning. Checking this out, it's guarded by vampires, which I believe means it's the strongest possible crypt. I thought that was gold then, but no. Okay. Alright, so let's see what we can do with these guys first. So Kyra I'm going to send back in this direction, and I think we're going to leave her next to the Mystical Garden, ready for next week, although actually haven't visited this yet, so let's get that, and let's pick up basic scouting, so it's going to be helpful on a hero like this. And then Halon, we're going to probably start moving to the south. I'm going to send Kaut to the south as well, but I think Kaut is going to go for the treasure chest. I'm not sure if he should keep going further south. I think I'm going to send him to the east, which reveals the Tower of the Seas, which is not too useful to us because we don't have a cove town. Another thing to point out is this Sulphur Dune is pretty clearly guarded by pixies, which should be pretty easy to take out. And I also think that sulfur, as well as being what we needed in order to get the lava basin, I think it's going to be the main resource for this town, because it is the resource that's provided by the resource silo. Definitely suggests to me that that's going to be the main thing we want to be stocking up on. Zhora's ready to go, and Halon, I think we're just going to leave a decent distance from the town. I think that should be fine. Over in this town, we can't really spend too much till we get to the trading post, and I'm weighing up whether to attack the sprites. I think I probably won't. I don't think I'll attack the Master Gremlins. I think we'll just avoid all that. But I think we might take on the Seamen. If there are 49, obviously that's going to be a big problem, but they're only guarding 1 pile of sulfur and 1 pile of crystal, which is not particularly great, so I'm assuming they're going to be relatively easy to take out. Because we do want to go to the trading post, we're not going to go out of our way to unlock the Altar of Air or anything like that. We're just going to go straight to the trading post if possible. I think we'll be okay here. Okay, so not many losses expected, only 26, so that should be fine. They are coming straight towards us. Okay, let's see, can I actually protect these? I think I probably can. I'm gonna defend for now. And we're just gonna try and crowd these guys out. Okay, so slightly harder to protect the pyros, but I think he will go for the guards. Especially if I defend. Ah, crap. Oh my god, he took out 3 of them. I didn't think he'd go for that, so that's really bad. Okay. On the upside, we have got a lot of turns in a row here, so we shouldn't take any extra losses. Really didn't think he was going to go for that. Okay, final guys have 21 HP left, so they should be fine. Yeah, that kind of sucked. Okay. Taught me something about the AI, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna go for Wisdom over Advanced Earth Magic. Advanced Earth Magic is nice, but I think if we're serious about making a seriously good hero here, we do want to just go for something that's gonna ultimately be very useful by the end of the map. And we will get quite a few pyros in our town from the start of next week, so I think we'll be okay. Let's go straight to the trading post, and let's see what we can get for all of this. So, we can trade 3 ore for 1 wood, which is pretty decent. So we need a total of, I think we should go for 11, which leaves us with 13 in each way. Yeah, I'm not sure that quite works. Okay, let's just go with, we know we need at least 6. That's going to get us to the castle. Let's just check there's nothing else that could tempt us. No, I think the castle is definitely the best choice. And then we still got 3k left in the bank. Let's see, what can we do? So we need 5 wood potentially to get the tavern. Not sure there's much else we can do as of this week. Tavern into town hall I think would be a good choice to start off the week. Okay. It is going to be pretty much all of our ore gone, but I think we should be able to get some more of that without too much trouble. And I can move Hail on slightly further. I could pick up some more ore potentially. Yeah, I guess we'll do that, just in case. And then Zhora can move slightly closer. We can also potentially take on the normal orders and visit the Shrine of Magic Gesture. Now, one thing I'm not sure of is the Wolf Raider pickets. Obviously, Wolf Raiders have been replaced in this mod, so I'm presuming if we took that on, we would instead have to fight lots of thugs, and I think it would give us jump troopers. I'm not sure, but that's my best guess. Alternatively, it might just crash the game, so I'm not sure I want to risk that, but I think it probably would be what I described. Anyway, that's the end of the week. Let's see what happens with green. Don't think they can reach us anytime soon, but they're starting to move in our direction, picking up a lot of the resources I would have liked to take. Yeah, still very much moving towards us. Okay. Let's see. So firstly, let's see what we can do from the start of this turn. So, because we have no wood, we can't really build too much. We do have 16 of these available to us. Should also be able to recruit an extra hero, so we've got Sidon, or Seldon, who is the anti-magic specialist, so he's not going to be too useful to us. But the Lizardman specialist is not going to be too useful to us either. If anything, Seldon could actually work as a bit of a conflux hero if we can pass over his units. I don't think he can quite reach Zhora. No, I could still send him around just to scout, but I'm actually pretty tempted just not to buy him yet. Let's try and pick up a few extra resources. Can pick up these two. I think initially we're going to hold off. Although they are very useful, we can potentially pick them up as we get slightly closer. And I think it's probably worth taking these on just for the experience, if nothing else. Should open it up for someone else to go and visit. I think that should be pretty safe. I'm going to be forced to shoot here, which is not going to do too much damage, but we have successfully lured them away. Should be safe. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's fine. I don't think we're going to waste our movement points on this. I can't think of too many second level spells that are going to help us. There's a small chance it's blind, so we might as well go have a look. Okay, so precision is not too useful, but Not the worst option. I think we'll risk moving slightly to the northeast, just in case this reveals something useful. So, lots of Pegasite. I don't think we're quite ready to take that on. A few other resources we can pick up. A free treasure chest there. Okay, so I should be able to send someone else towards that. Let's see. I could trade some more resources for wood. I don't think we will, though. So the main thing I want to do is just pick up the units, I think. So I think it does make sense to pick up Seldon. And we're going to firstly focus on getting as many of these as we can. They're actually pretty cheap, so that's all good. And then I don't think we need guards too much. We're going to focus on getting pyros instead. Not able to afford too much, but we should be able to go and explore a little bit more. So let's try Calt first. So a horde of pixies shouldn't be too bad to deal with. We can go to the southwest if we want to. Let's see if there's anything up here. So we can actually reach some wood, which is very tempting, as well as a redwood observatory, although we can't quite reach that this turn. Okay, but we've got a bit more wood. There's also a Nyx fort, so if we can find a cove town, this could actually potentially be quite worth exploring. But otherwise, not a huge amount we can do with that. I think this guy can reach the treasure chest here, so that is probably worth going for. And I suppose we could leave the units, the slower units, with Halon. Don't want to take on a horde of air elementals. Yeah, okay, I think we're going to leave the slower units with Halon. Okay, and then our other options, we could get the containers. I don't think we need those. None of this stuff really jumps out to me. It's all kind of stuff that you can use towards the end of the week, but there's no real need to buy it yet. So I think we'll continue to save for the Town Hall, as well as the City Hall. Could potentially recruit a few more units if we want to. So, potentially 10 more Pyros. That way we can get moving this turn. Do we actually need the extra units for anything in the next turn or two? I don't think we do. We should be completely fine to take on the Pixies. Could also take on the Sprites without too much trouble. Although that's not really going to give us too much. I think we do want to move straight towards the Pixies. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so Kaya we're going to leave not picking this stuff up just yet. Although we could get one of them just for the sake of using them as a bit of a lure. And yeah, I think we're just going to wait until next turn before we send Seldon out. And we can potentially build something quite small, like a marketplace for example. We do already have the Mages Guild, so that way we can go pretty quickly onto the City Hall once we get the blacksmith. I think that's fairly low risk. We have to decide if there's anything else that requires wood that we particularly need. So the hatchery again requires a lot of sulfur, and these shelters are relatively cheap in terms of wood. So I think we can justify just going for the marketplace here. Otherwise, I think we're just going to end the turn. I can send this guy out just to pick up some experience, just in case we get estates or something like that, which we don't. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the town. I should build something here. Slaughterhouse is quite cheap. Doesn't require any precious resources. I think we'll pick that up. The money situation is not particularly desperate, so I think that's got to be worth doing. And now they are starting to move towards us. Actually, it seems slightly reluctant when they get to the monolith, and the actual main hero seems to be going to the north. Obviously still a massive threat, so still want to probably go and chase him down, but kind of getting away with it so far. Okay, so Halon's going to give these back. And we can take on the Sprites just for the sake of opening up the campfire. It's a bit of a detour though, so I think we'll skip that. Can reach these this turn. Okay, I think that's going to be the best option. Okay, taking a bit of a beating there. Let's see. So these guys can reach us. But we should be able to block our guys off. Okay. That kind of sucked, but it wasn't too bad in the grand scheme of things, and we can potentially go up straight through this way, pick up a bit of extra defense, and open up a chest too, so I think that's going to be worth doing. I probably do have to pick the sulfur up just for the sake of getting through slightly faster. Can recover all of our spell points if we want to. I don't think there's a particularly massive need to do that. I can go and pick this up, although actually I can't quite reach it, so I think it does make sense just to go straight to the south and open things up a little bit more. So the Redwood Observatory reveals nothing particularly noteworthy from what I can see. No sign of any of our opponents. Some kind of highland terrain to the northeast, which might actually be the way to Green's base. Thinking about it, that might be the faster way to go if we want to take that guy on and take his town. I do think that taking on lots of lizardmen would lead to some unpleasant losses though, and that's quite relevant because we don't have the greatest flyers. We're very slow overall. We do have potentially the one bloodsucker, or brainsucker, whatever it's called, but I don't think that's going to be quite enough, so I think we're going to play it pretty safe. We're going to start coming back towards our main town and potentially keep upgrading that. Okay, so the choice between picking up more units or getting the hatchery straight away. I think we're going to go for the hatchery, and we're just going to go and pick up an extra one of these. If we do a little bit of trading, we can pick up another one, so that's probably going to be worth doing. We're doing pretty much fine for ore. Okay, that should be a pretty solid starting force. Let's go down to Jonathan. Jonathan then can't quite reach Zhora, but that's fine. He should be able to as of next turn. Zhora does have a few slow units on her, but I think it's still more useful that we actually start moving towards the Trogs. We shouldn't need the spell points. Halon, I think, is pretty much fine where he is, although actually there is quite a lot to scout around here, so let's start moving towards the Conflux town. And then Kaut kind of already revealed everything there is to know about this. We can see several Juggernauts here if we want to take on our level 7 unit, which I don't think we particularly do. I don't think we can really take that fight right now. Lots of Horned Demons is definitely manageable, but yeah, I think it does make sense if we just start moving back towards the town. And the rest of our heroes, there's not too much we can do with them. Let's potentially keep them around just to scare some things off. I'm sure we can probably scare off the Master Gremlins, for example. And then Kaya, I think, is mostly fine. I'm going to leave her in the town. And yeah, we're not going to buy anything in the Conflux town this turn, which I think will be fine. If we can just afford to get ourselves a town hall, we should be okay. There's a slight risk here that Green is going to take our town. They shouldn't be strong enough to do it just yet. Should be able to pick up a few extra units just to hold her off. Yeah, she's pretty weak, but we do have to get back pretty urgently, so let's see. Jonathan should focus first on giving back the units, although if we do this, do we actually have enough movement points to get back? I suspect we perhaps don't. Let's see, so Kaut on the other hand. Again, not too many movement points. I'm not sure it's going to be enough. I think this would probably work. We don't massively need the Still Eye of the Dragon, but we don't really need the Sulfur that urgently either. So let's start by doing this. Should be able to scare these off. If we don't, we've got a few bloodsuckers or brainsuckers, whatever they're called. Should be able to go over and attack them straight away. I think they'll run. Yes, they do run. We're going to scare them off. And we can potentially pick that up as of next turn. In the meantime... Okay, so he can't quite reach. That's really quite unfortunate. I was hoping he would. Okay, so we're gonna have to spend a few of Zhora's movement points. And then we're gonna go over to the Marletto Tower. Most direct route possible, I think. Okay, I can't get a good shot off, but we'll just weaken the first stack we can see. Might be able to lure these away. I don't want them to get morale though. It's probably better if we don't try. This probably won't work, but I'm going to try it. Okay, so I can get a full powered shot off on these and kill pretty much all of them. Or we can take out about half the Infernal Trogs. The Infernal Trogs could still get morale. As of the start of next round, we should still get our next go before these guys do. So yeah, I do want to just weaken these first. And so they do appear to be mostly falling for the bait. Yeah, that should actually be fine. If we send these guys over, they're going to get the kill, but they're also going to get attacked in response. So I don't think we can really do that. These guys, I think we're just going to have to wait. Or defend in this case, and then start of next round, gonna wait. Again, can take these out. Gonna have to rely on these not getting morale, which I don't think they will. There we go, and then we shoot these. Defend with these. And can finish them off with the pyros, perfect. Okay, we'll pick this up. I could get some experience from this, or could just pick it up for the sake of being able to actually buy something in one of our towns. I don't think we'll waste any time, we will pick that up. We do get the Mystic Orb of Mana, which is not what I was hoping for. I could have really used a bit of gold there, but never mind. And we'll start moving towards Seldon. Halon is just going to keep exploring, so we'll see what's to the west here, although there is a bit to explore to the east as well. There's probably a bit more to see over in this direction, and looks like a third Altar of Air as well. Okay, so let's check this out first. I'm pretty sure that's guarded. In fact, we can see it's guarded, so there's not too much to see over there. Okay, so normal orders guarding a few resources. Can't see us really getting too involved with all of that. Seldon, I think, is going to keep moving towards the Conflux Town, because he's pretty decent as a kind of Conflux hero, I guess. Anti-magic, I mean, it's not going to help the magic elementals too much, but the rest of the units, potentially it could. And then Kaya, I think, could be used to transfer a few units, but we probably won't bother with that. I think Jonathan can just pick up a few resources. And then we've got 1,500 left to potentially spend. There's nothing really jumping out at me here, so I think, again, we're going to try and save this and try and get the Town Hall next turn. Actually, nearly made a big costly mistake there. We do, of course, very much need to try and bolster this town's defenses a little bit. We do have the castle, so she should go down pretty quickly if she does try to attack us. We should be able to survive with just about anything, but I'm going to go for the guards. And I think we should probably leave Kaya in place, although she can go out and pick this up and then come straight back, so advanced archery could potentially help a little bit. I think that does benefit arrow towers, or perhaps not. I know it benefits the ballista, but I'm not sure about arrow towers. In any case, I think we're going to be fine. She's going to have to turn back. She might take the hatchery. Yeah, she does. So she does take the hatchery, considers coming to attack us, decides not to. Okay, let's see what this is actually. Okay, not slow, so we don't care too much about that. Okay, so can pick up a bit of ore potentially. Let's see, so we can actually reach her this turn. She's stolen the brain suckers, which is kind of annoying. We would go before her because we're the attacker. I'm not sure that really changes how we approach things though. I think we should probably take her out before we actually go for the crypt. Let's prioritize that, I think. Okay, so yeah, she's really got nothing that threatens us apart from the brain suckers. So we should just be good to go in with our normal setup. Okay, she goes for that. We do have resistance, so we could have got away with that, but not on this occasion. I can kill quite a few of these. They are, of course, very frail. I'm going to try waiting first, just to see what happens with the rest. Definitely got to be worth going for these. And then these guys, I think we're going to try and keep them safe. I could send them up just to attack the Brain Sucker, but probably a bit safer if we don't. Okay, so this time, it should be safe to attack them. Spent all of our spell points. Okay, so we take those out pretty easily, although they have survived, but they're not going to do too much to us, and then it should be safe to go and attack these. She's going to have to flee. We've got 3 more turns to go before she gets that chance. Let's wipe these out first. Okay, so we've stopped Green from being able to use Neela, which is good. I think Neela is obviously a slightly better hero than Erdemon. So if Neela was going to become the main, it's probably for the best that we've taken her out nice and early. We get Advanced Earth Magic, and we can't quite reach the crypt this turn. Should be able to take a few units from Kaya potentially. Could go back into the town also. I think we're doing fine for spell points. 17 out of 20, yeah, so we don't need to go back to the town. We also have the Orb of Mana, so we'll be back to full spell points as of next turn. And I think we do want to use her to take on the crypt. But we also want Kaya to take most of the units. So let's start by doing that. And then yeah, we're really not making too much gold, which is a bit of an issue. Not an awful lot we could pick up either. I could sell off some resources. We're obviously going to be doing fine for sulfur for some time. Doesn't necessarily mean we should go for that, but still. Could have picked up the campfire actually, completely neglected to do so. Okay, so we can send someone else to do that. I think we've got Halon nearby. Yeah, so Halon can potentially go and pick that up if we want. Alternatively, we continue scouting. We probably do need this next turn, so I'm going to send him up to pick that up. And then Kaut. Not an awful lot we can do. So I think we're going to start moving him back towards the town just in case we can help somehow up there. Then Kaya's all fine, and we can't really spend our gold on anything else, so let's just end the turn. See what Green does. They might not actually come towards us at all. Yeah, so he's decided not to go for that. Not too surprising, because we are stronger than him. We've got a lot of movement points with Zhora now, which is great. Okay, let's see. So we're going to have to take on vampires. And I think they're going to be faster than everything we have, with the exception of Brain Suckers. Pyro should do pretty well. I have spent all of my gold, but I'm hoping we're going to get most of that back. Could visit this. Let's try this first. Okay, let's see. So, I think it is worth trading probably most of this. Just for the sake of finishing off our forces. And then with Zhora, I think we're going to go... These guys usually go in the second slot as shooters, and then I'm pretty sure the vampires are going to spawn towards the top left, so we probably want something pretty fodderish up there. And then I'm not too sure about the rest. Brain Suckers we probably want to keep pretty far away from everything. These guys I think should probably go in slot 5, I believe, because that gives us a good option of pretty much any of the walker stacks to attack. And then Brain Suckers, I just want to keep relatively far away from the fight. These guys should probably, because it is the native terrain of Necropolis as well as us, I think the vampires can reach the central stack. So gonna have to protect ourselves from that as well. Which means it's pretty difficult to protect the Brain Suckers unless the Brain Suckers go first, which they do. Don't know if I've worked this out right, but we're just going to go for it. Okay, so we're actually expected to take very few losses, however we are expected to lose a brain sucker, so I'm going to try and stop that from happening. Yeah, as expected, they can reach us. Let's see, so I can get 2 to 3 kills up there, I can get 8 to 12 kills there. But neither of these stacks can reach us. So I'm just going to go to here. And take these out. Should be safe to shoot these down. We don't actually outspeed the skeletons, so probably going to have to actually focus those down a bit. Okay, so I'm not confident if we go for this attack that we can actually take the retaliation. These guys can reach. They can also be reached by the Walking Dead. So we'll probably just have to try and shoot them down. Okay, so these are 4 speed, we're also 4 speed. It looks like we do get to go before them, but I don't think we should need to. Okay, so 13 to 16 kills if we go for that. We do get to go before them at the start of next round. Unfortunately though, we do go before the thugs, so I don't think there's much we can really do to protect ourselves. I could try and kite them, which would be slightly long-winded, but I think it would work. Ultimately it is the efficient option, and I should at least sometimes try to be efficient, so let's have a go at that. I feel like it would be safe to do this though. These guys have a really low damage range, 2 to 3, that's literally the equivalent of a null. So yeah, the odds of them getting a kill have to be slim to none. Okay, so 2 losses, not bad at all. Necklace of Swiftness, obviously very good to have. Going to be an extra +1 speed for all our units, particularly appreciated by the guards. And then we get 2,500 in the bank too, which is not quite enough for us to get the city hall, unless we trade a few more resources at the trading post. Either that or we just go for the town hall and we keep the rest in the bank. I think the city hall would be slightly better. And I think I'm willing to give up some sulfur. Before we do, let's check exactly what we need. So upgraded hatchery is not really a priority, but soul suckers are presumably a bit better than brain suckers. Upgrading this does require quite a lot of sulfur. Not sure how good the pyromaniac is. This doesn't require much of anything. I don't think we want to trade any other resources, so we're just going to go for the town hall. And then let's actually check the tavern, see what else is available. So Alamar, who has Scholar and Resurrection, I think we do want him. I think we want him at the Forge. So we're not going to get him here. We can't quite get him this turn. Gonna have to try and get him before the end of the week, I think, so we're gonna need to find a little bit more gold from somewhere else. Don't massively think it's worth Zhora's movement points to go down to the stables. Could potentially take on the Halberdiers, and it's not really a good fight to take on the Medusa Queens just for the sake of opening up the sawmill. That's got to be a really good spell, because that's a very strong guard for, frankly, pretty pitiful rewards. Lots of griffins there I think we can probably handle. Is it worth moving over here? Well, we don't have slow, so we can't take on Nagabanks. This is really going out of our way, so I don't think we'll go for that either. So I think what we will do is we're going to start moving towards the green player and try and take him out. I would like to explore to the northeast here, but I don't think that's going to be the priority. Let's try this. Okay. So 24 again, that's pretty manageable. They're all in one stack too. Also on our native terrain, which is going to make it a little bit easier to send these up to defend our other stacks. Okay. That's slightly a problem, so I can't really lure them away. On the other hand, they are going to waste their next turn going for an attack they probably shouldn't actually go for. So let's just defend for now and wait. Yeah, they can't reach the pyros, so unless they get morale, we should be pretty much fine. crap. Okay. Alright, 7 losses isn't too bad. I think we'll accept that. We might as well pick this up since we're right next to it, and then... Haven't been to this yet either, so let's just pick this up. Could get a bit of extra attack. A bit of extra experience. Expert Earth Magic, that's awesome, so we really need to try and see if we can get ourselves slow if possible. Let's see, so can you reach this? Not quite this turn, but... Should be able to check it out next turn, so let's send her up to do that. I am going to put Zhora in the town, although actually that's completely blocked us off. Okay, that's fine. The main reason I wanted to go back was for a few extra spell points, and, not spell points, movement points, and we should just be able to get that anyway if we just go like this. I'm going to send Halon to the south here just to check this stuff out, and I think Seldon, he can explore some of this stuff. We're not going to spend our gold really on that Conflux town anytime soon, so I think we can justify exploring slightly more in this direction. Doesn't really reveal too much. Okay, let's start moving towards the Conflux town, and then Kaut. Not really an awful lot he can do. He could also help potentially pick up a few of these spell scrolls and things. And Jonathan is pretty much free. I think it does make sense to start bringing all these guys back, just so we can help explore things once Zhora has opened them up a bit. And then I think we're just going to save our gold. Try and get that City Hall if possible. Also Alamar. Okay, so let's begin by sending Kaut up to check out the spell scroll. Dispel, and protection from fire. Okay, so no sign of slow. Definitely going to make a big difference once we get that. We do have Expert Earth Magic, which still means we can cast things like Expert Stone Skin, which is not too bad. Plus 6 defense for all our creatures, yeah, that could actually help us quite a lot. So, don't need to worry too much. Okay, so... let's see. Upgraded Hatchery is an option for Soul Suckers. It's relatively cheap. I'm going to struggle to upgrade if we... well, actually, the green player's taken all the stuff from the hatchery. So yeah, I can't really see a downside to doing that. Okay, let's have a look. So, Soul Suckers, suddenly they're looking a lot more techy and a lot more suitable for the Forge Town. They actually don't have any kind of ability, which kind of sucks. I was kind of hoping for Life Drain, which would have been a stretch, and would have pretty much won us the game. Sadly, no such luck. They are very fast though, 13 speed, perfect on a scout. Sadly, still 9 defense, still 25 health, so the only difference is they're faster. That's quite disappointing, actually. Okay, still worth upgrading though. We'll be max movement on all our scouts, if we do decide to give a few up. Zhora does still have a lot of movement points. Yeah, I think we should just move on. Okay, so I've got a choice between going for the Cart of Lumber, which might still lead us to green, because he is up there somewhere with his main. Let's actually have a little look at this again. It didn't tell us anything, so yeah, he's gone somewhere up to the north. That could potentially mean that he could come back and start doing some damage to us. There's a bit of an issue. So it's a bit of choice between whether we go for their main town or try to take out their main hero. And I think probably going for the town is going to be more useful. So I think we're just going to move off to the west. Okay, so he's not taking out the pikemen. Probably got a few boars, but they're pretty weak, so not worried about that. Okay, so we don't have the best force here when it comes to actually assaulting a town, so if it's got a castle or something like that, that could be a bit of a problem. Okay, that's all pretty disappointing. Potentially could open a lot of this stuff up and kind of pay for itself. If we bought a few units and took down some of these stacks, it would probably ultimately pay for itself, but Don't think we're ready to do that anytime soon. I'm going to send Seldon to the Conflux town, and Jonathan could potentially transport a few units at the start of next week, I guess. It's probably going to be the best use for him for now, although if we want to get Alamar, then we should probably focus on something else instead, so let's just send him to pick up a few resources. And I'm wondering about leaving someone by the trading post. We do have Halon, so if we left Halon near the trading post, that might just about give us the boost we need to recruit Alamar and keep building in our towns. I'm not really sure. Let's see. So I don't think Green's going to come back, because he knows what's chasing him down. Zhora is now slightly slower. Bit of a detour to visit this, but only a small one, and should reveal quite a lot about the map, so let's definitely go for that. Should I go for this for +1 spell power? I think I will. Okay, let's see, so Highland terrain, and there is the main base of the Green Town, which we can pretty easily reach next turn. He could beef it up a bit. Actually, it's day 1 as of next turn. However, we should get our turn before he does. His main, I can't see any sign of his main. So, it should be pretty much undefended. Also gets us a warehouse of wood, which is good. That's going to solve our wood problems. Perfect. Okay, so it's looking good. Back in the Forge Town, we can now afford to build something else, or we could just go straight up recruit Alamar. I think we're going to recruit Alamar, and we're going to send him out just to try and pick up a bit of experience, see if he can get to. I think he needs Advanced Scholar. Possibly Expert Scholar, so could be some time. Fortunately, not going to be offered it there. We're going to go for Advanced Wisdom. Try and keep our number of skills to the lowest number possible. There's not too many other options in terms of getting experience. We're going to have to move in this direction again. I think it's going to be worth it, because if we can get Resurrection on our main, that's going to make a massive difference. And Kaya, a little bit risky, but I think she should be safe to do a bit of scouting. So I think these guys are actually guarding the way to a new area, but I'm not seeing anything massively appealing there yet. Okay, so slight risk to Kaya here. I think she's going to be fine though. And then I think we'll put Cout in the town. Halon at the trading post. So let's see, we can potentially, if we can get ourselves 1,000 gold. I feel like we could probably justify that. Leave ourselves with 10 ore. Swap a little bit of this. This is just going to get us a few extra guards as of next week. And then Jonathan is really kind of without a purpose. You do kind of reach this point where it's kind of hard to see what to do with your heroes. We can send him through the monolith, so he has got quite a bit of movement points on him. I could also leave him here till next turn, but no, I don't think we need to. Let's send him to the southeast just to see if we can figure out a bit more about this area. Obviously, given a choice between taking on a horde of iron golems, a horde of medusas, or lots of bruisers, that's very easy. Obviously, we'd go for the iron golems. So I'm not sure if they're all guarding the same kind of thing, but if we do want to try and go through there and start exploring, I think it's pretty clear how we should do that. Okay. Not a lot else we can do this turn, so I'm just going to end the turn. See if our other opponents show up. So Green is clearly still alive. I think we saw someone actually in the Highlands, yeah, so I didn't spot them before. Damn, okay, so the game's actually crashed. Okay, I'm hoping the autosave is gonna bring that back. This time round, I'm not sure it's down to the HD mod, so yeah, that is the risk when you use a mod, particularly a mod that's not quite as well established as some of the others. Let's see if we can rescue this. Okay, so it looks like we have made it back into the game, no crashes this time. If we try replaying, doesn't crash the game still. Okay, so that's good. So hopefully just a one-off. I'm really hoping we're going to get through the whole of this playthrough without too many troubles. Okay, this is definitely worth taking. I'm not expecting the hero we saw going to the south there to be particularly fearsome. It's definitely his main to the north here. I have to be a little bit careful with Kaya, she could definitely get taken out. I'm going to put these guys probably in the middle. They can reach just about everything. And yeah, let's go and try and take Greensbane Town. Gonna take a few losses, I think, from the arrow towers. Not sure there's a lot we can do about that. I could have actually split my armies a lot better. I would have saved quite a few lives there. That kind of sucks. Still, hopefully we'll get resurrection at some point. Yeah, that does suck. We could have kept the losses to, I think, probably about 4, so probably lost about 3 extra there. Now, basic tactics is usually... Like, on my perfect hero, I would have basic tactics. But on this hero, we have resistance. So I'm not sure we need tactics necessarily, given that we're going to be going for things like armorer, offense, air magic. I don't know, of course, being a cyborg, I don't know how likely she is to be offered tactics again. I feel like she probably would get offered it again. Can't remember how good the rest of her skills are. It's a bit of a tough dilemma, but I feel like tactics is going to help. And in particular, given that this is a very slow town, it's going to help us a lot to be able to start off a little bit closer to our opponents. We've taken Greensbane Town, and we can potentially recruit all of his units too if we want to. Sadly, he's not got a capital, so we don't get to luck out quite that much. But it's still looking pretty good, and I think we've done a decent amount for this part. So, as always, do check out the playlist link in the description. You will be able to find part 3 immediately if I've uploaded it. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next... Actually, before I stop, Centaur's Axe there. Someone's looking for that. One of these guys is looking for that. Kay the Seer. Just another little thing we can potentially use. But yeah, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.